I mean, good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, classmates. This afternoon, we, the Group 3, will be the one to discuss the topic, which is all about the Legislative Department. So, this department is under the 1987 Philippine Constitution. So, this time, we're going to dig deeper. What is Legislative Department all about? But before we're going to focus on this kind of branch of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, we're going to talk about first what is the 1987 Philippine Constitution? So the 1987 Philippine Constitution, it established a representative democracy with power divided among the three separate and independent branches of government. So these are the executive, a bicameral legislature, and the judiciary. So these three branches of Philippine Constitution, or the three independent branches of Philippine Constitution, which are the legislative, executive, and judicial branch, have different roles. So in legislative branch, it makes laws. The executive branch carries out laws, while the judicial branch, it evaluates laws. But because our topic is only focusing on legislative branch, so we're only going to dig deeper what is meant by the legislative branch. Legislative branch is authorized to make laws, alter and repeal them through the power vested in the Philippine Congress. The Congress has two chambers. These are the House of Representatives and the Senate. The Senate shall be composed of 24 senators who shall be elected at large by the qualified voters of the Philippines as may be provided by law. The House of Representatives shall be composed of not more than 250 unless otherwise fixed by law, 20% of whom must be a party list representatives. So in order to become a senator, there are of course a criteria, or what is this? A qualifications. So before going to run as a senator, there are qualifications so that you will be involved or you will become a senator. So the qualifications to become a senator as stipulated in the Constitution. So stipulated under the 1987 Philippine Constitution are first, you are a natural born citizen of the Philippines. If you're not a natural born, if you were born in the America, then you are not qualified to become a senator. At least 35 years old, is able to read and write, of course, because how can you propose a law if you don't know how to read and write? A registered voter and a resident of the Philippines for not less than 2 years before election day. Meanwhile, the Constitution provides for the following criteria to become a member of the House of Representatives. So, if there are qualifications to become a senator, there are also a criteria to become a member of the House of the Representatives. So, these are first, of course, same as in senator, a qualification of a senator, you are a natural born citizen of the Philippines, at least 25 years old. In a senator, it is at least 35. Here in a House of Representatives, it is 25 years old. Is able to read and write and accept the party list and accept the party list representatives, a registered voter, and a resident for at least 1 year in the district where he or she shall be elected. So these are the qualifications to become a senator and the criteria to become a House of Representatives. So the legislative process. Congress is responsible for making enabling laws to make sure the spirit of the Constitution is upheld in the country and at times amend or change the Constitution itself. In order to craft the laws, the legislative body comes out with two main documents. So what are these two main documents? So these two main documents are the bills and the resolutions. So now we're going to talk about these two main documents. First, we're going to talk about the resolutions. Resolutions convey principles and sentiments of the Senate or the House of Representatives. These resolutions can further be divided into three different elements. These are the joint resolutions, concurrent resolutions, and simple resolutions. Whereas bills are laws in making. Are laws in making. They pass into law when they are approved by both houses and the President of the Philippines. Okay, so this time I will let you see the legislator or the legislative process layout. So as I said earlier, the legislative branch is the one who creates the law. So now I will let you see how the legislative branch makes the law. So in here it is the layout. So here it all started as proposing or suggesting from the president, government, agencies, private individuals, interest groups, and legislators. So proposal and suggestions from the president. And in the Congress, it has two chambers, the House of Representatives and the Senate. So of course, every bill that will be going to file, it will be filed with the Secretary General. So a bill filed in the House is labeled HB or the House bill, and a bill filed in the Senate is labeled as SB or the Senate bill. Each bill is assigned a number. So after signing the bill, there will be a first reading. So it is a reading of title or authors and referral to appropriate committee. So in the first reading, the one who studies and recommends are the committees. So if the committee approve or in favor, a report is submitted through committee on rules. But if unfavorable, bill is laid on the table, authors inform. So if the first reading is approved, they were going to move on the second reading. In the second reading, the Committee on Rules includes bill in calendar of business. There are sponsorship, there are period of debate, period of amendments, and voting. So, if favorable, calendar for third reading. But if unfavorable, transmit to archives. So if in second reading is favorable, they will proceed to the third reading. So in the third reading, it is the distribution of bill in final form. After distribution of bill in final form, there will be roll call vote, and if approved, transmittal for action to the other house. But if disapproved, transmit to archives. So if ever that Senate bill approved, then this bill will be transmitted to the House bill. So there will be a first reading on the House bill. So as it said that transmit for action to the other house. If the House bill approve, then this bill will be transmit to the other house, which is the Senate bill. So as you can see, the broken line, the orange, this is the symbol of the Senate of the each bill. So if this bill is approved in the third reading, then the bill will be transmitted to the other house, which is in the Senate bill. Okay, so I hope you understand the one. So after the third reading, in case of conflicting provisions, bicameral conference committee is constituted to reconcile differences. So bicameral conference committee. Then ratification of conference committee report. So what is meant by ratification of conference committee report? So once ratified, the bill printed in engrossed form, then enrollment of bill. And after the ratification of conference committee report, it will be going to the presidential action. So in here, the presidential action will be the one to decide if it is approved or veto. So in veto, the bill returned to originating house with explanation. So if the president were not going to approve the bill, so the bill will return to originating house with explanation, and it is called veto, and it is veto accepted. While if the bill will be approved, then the act shall take 15 days after publication in the official gazette or in at least 2 national newspapers of general circulation. So a presidential action, if no action on bill within 30 days after receipt, then bill lapses into law. In the act shall take 15 days after publication in the official gazette or in at least two national newspapers of general circulation. So this is the legislative process layout. So this will be the process how the legislative branch create the laws. So I hope that you understand the layout of the legislative branch.